Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist Ted Keller, and I wanted to do this heads up weather for the Ozarks based on a severe weather threat that could be heading our way for Saturday. First thing I'm going to talk about is Friday. This is the outlook for Friday. Springfield is right here. And we do have this marginal risk of severe weather that kind of knocks on the door of western Missouri, likely late at night on Friday as a squall line develops. So this is pretty typical, but Kansas City, Wichita, Oklahoma City included in that for Friday. Kind of a sign that things are building. At least there's a weather system capable of producing severe weather heading our way for the next day. And it's likely this will be upgraded in some sense, I think, for Friday to the slight risk, which would be 2 here. I don't know if there's anything in this system that would justify a 3. Wait and see, of course, but just to let you know, that's kind of on our doorstep Friday. And then on Saturday, the severe weather outlook is actually remarkably unchanged from yesterday's. This would be a day 5 outlook for them, actually a day 4, sorry. So that's actually saying something. They're saying that the system looks strong enough to have confidence enough to say that there's some severe weather within this yellow area. Again, Springfield is right here. So we're on the edge of this, and if you just kind of go with the core theory, a lot of times the most severe weather is in the core or even leaning more toward the eastern part of the graph once things get started. So the interpretation, they change the way they do it at the Storm Prediction Center. So when it goes to day 4 like this, they change it to, instead of the 5 categories you're used to seeing, it's a percentage chance of any severe weather within 25 miles. So this is at 15 right here in the yellow. Okay, and Arkansas definitely included in this. Now we can take a look at some of the learning machine models that look at this stuff, and this is nice because this is Colorado State University's version of this, so it's nice because it plots out what I just showed you, which is the SPC, Storm Prediction Center's version, and then it shows you what the probability forecasts are based on previous information and on machine learning, basically, for the future. And so the bullseye of that is more from West Plains due south to Little Rock and encompassing more of Arkansas than Missouri. So take that into consideration. I do think it's going to probably trend so that the storms start around Springfield or in southwest Missouri and then move east and get worse, which is a very, of course, typical scenario for us. I did want to show you real quick what the jet stream configuration looks like. This is the GFS. And so it does show you this trough of low pressure right here at the 500 millibar level. And as long as we stay on this side of things, then there is some possibility. This is 4 p.m. on Saturday. Strong winds at that level, about 18,000 feet or so. So the wind shear would be there to organize cells into supercells, assuming everything else is there. And I did notice some model data that came out right before I recorded this. The shorter range models like the NAM, the North American model, actually has this moving a little faster, which would push it out more out of the Ozarks, basically, and more into southeast Missouri and into the Arkansas area. So just keep that in mind. It's still many days out. And I think the last thing we'll just look at is CAPE, which is just available potential energy, basically, how much instability is in the atmosphere. So there is, and this is so common, we have the cold front showing up right here, the dry line showing up right here. So the triple point's kind of in this area here where those two intersect. And I don't know if there'll be a warm front in there or not. Probably. That's the third component making it triple. But you see some signs that the instability is growing there in eastern Oklahoma. A lot of times, though, this gets shunted off again to the southeast pretty quickly. So it is certainly something that bears watching. If the system slows down in particular, that puts more of southwest Missouri at risk. It just allows more time for moisture and instability to return. It also times out better that the energy matches the time of day when things will be more unstable. So these are all the things that I watch. And this is Wednesday this is being released. Just keep that in mind always when you do things, especially off of Facebook. They'll post things from a month ago. It's not applicable anymore. But anyway, so I'll probably do another update, maybe not tomorrow, Thursday, but certainly I'll look at this on Friday when we have better information. Talk to you then.